An anthology of readings of Almighty God's words. On destination. Whenever destination is mentioned, you treat it with special seriousness. It is, moreover, something that you are all particularly sensitive about. Some people cannot wait to knock their heads against the ground, kowtowing before God in order to obtain a good destination. I can identify with your eagerness, which does not need to be expressed in words. It is no more than that you do not want your flesh to fall into disaster, and still less do you wish to descend into everlasting punishment in the future. You only hope to allow yourselves to live a little more freely, a little more easily, and so you feel particularly agitated whenever destination is mentioned, deeply afraid that if you are not attentive enough, you may offend God and thus be subject to the retribution you deserve. You have not hesitated to make compromises for the sake of your destination. And even the many of you who were once devious and flippant have suddenly become especially gentle and sincere. Your appearance of sincerity chills people to the marrow. Nevertheless, you all have honest hearts, and you have consistently opened up to me the secrets in your hearts without keeping anything back, whether it be grievance, deceit, or devotion. All in all, you have very candidly confessed to me the substantive things that lie within the deepest recesses of your being. Of course, I have never skirted around such things, for to me they have become all too familiar. You would rather enter the sea of fire for the sake of your final destination than lose a single strand of hair to gain God's approval. It is not that I am being too dogmatic with you. It is that you are too lacking in a heart of devotion to come face to face with all that I do. You may not understand what I have just said, so let me provide you with a simple explanation. What you need is not truth and life, nor the principles of how to conduct yourselves, much less my painstaking work. Rather, what you need is everything you possess in the flesh: wealth, status, family, marriage, and so on. You are utterly dismissive of my words and work, so I can sum up your faith in one word: perfunctory. You will go to any lengths to achieve the things to which you are absolutely devoted, but I have discovered that you would not do the same for the sake of matters concerning your belief in God. Rather, you are relatively devoted and relatively earnest. That is why I say that those who lack a heart of utmost sincerity are failures in their belief in God. Think carefully. Are there many failures among you? You ought to know that success in belief in God is achieved as a result of people's own actions. When people do not succeed but instead fail, that too is due to their own actions, and no role is played by any other factor. I believe that you would do anything it takes to achieve something that is more difficult and entails more suffering than believing in God, and that you would treat it very seriously, so much so that you would be unwilling to tolerate any errors. These are the kinds of unremitting efforts all of you put into your own lives. You are even capable of deceiving my flesh under circumstances in which you would not deceive any member of your own family. This is your consistent behavior and the principle by which you live. Are you not still projecting a false facade to deceive me for the sake of your destination, so that your destination may be perfectly beautiful and all that you desire? I am aware that your devotion is but temporary, as is your sincerity. Are not your resolve and the price you pay only for the sake of the present moment and not the future? You want only to exert one final effort to strive to secure a beautiful destination, with the sole aim of making a trade. You do not make this effort to avoid becoming indebted to the truth, and less still for the sake of repaying me for the price I have paid. In short, you are willing only to employ clever stratagems to get what you want, but not to do open battle for it. Is this not your heartfelt wish? You must not disguise yourselves, nor rack your brains over your destination to the point where you are unable to eat or sleep. Is it not true that your outcome will have already been determined in the end? You should each do your own duty to the best of your ability, with open and honest hearts, and be willing to pay whatever price is necessary. As you have said, when the day comes, God will not be remiss toward anyone who has suffered or paid a price for him. This kind of conviction is worth holding on to, and it is right that you should never forget it. Only in this way can I put my mind at ease about you. Otherwise, you will forever be people about whom I cannot put my mind at ease, and you will forever be the objects of my distaste. If all of you can follow your conscience and give your all for me, sparing no effort for my work, and devoting the energy of a lifetime to my gospel work, then will my heart not often leap for joy on your account? This way, I will be able to put my mind entirely at ease regarding you, won't I? It is a shame that what you can do is but a pitifully tiny part of what I expect. This being the case, how can you have the gall to seek from me what you hope for? Your destination and your fate are very important to you. They are of grave concern. You believe if you do not do things with great care, it will mean that you cease to have a destination, that you have destroyed your own fate. But has it ever occurred to you that people who expend effort solely for the sake of their destination are laboring in vain? Such efforts are not genuine. They are fakery and deceit. If that is the case, then those who work only for the sake of their destination are on the threshold of their final defeat, for failure in one's belief in God is caused by deceit. I have previously said that I do not like to be flattered or fawned on, or treated with enthusiasm. I like honest people to face up to my truth and my expectations. Even more, I like it when people are able to show the utmost care and consideration for my heart, and when they are even capable of giving up everything for my sake. Only in this way can my heart be comforted. Right now, how many things are there about you that I dislike? How many things are there about you that I like? Can it be that none of you has realized all the different manifestations of ugliness you have put forth for the sake of your destination? In my heart, I do not wish to be hurtful to any heart that is positive and aspires upward, and still less do I wish to dampen the energy of anyone who is faithfully doing his duty. Nonetheless, I must remind each of you of your inadequacies and of the filthy soul that lies in the deepest recesses of your hearts. I do so in the hope that you will be able to offer up your true heart in coming face to face with my words. Because what I hate most is people's deceit toward me. I only hope that in the last stage of my work, you will be able to give your most outstanding performance, and that you will devote yourselves wholeheartedly, no longer half-hearted. Of course, I also hope that you can all have a good destination. Nevertheless, I still have my requirement, which is for you to make the best decision in offering up to me your sole and final devotion. If someone does not have that sole devotion, then he is surely a treasured possession of Satan, and I will no longer keep him to use, but send him home to be looked after by his parents. My work is a great help to you. What I hope to get from you is a heart that is honest and that aspires upward, but so far my hands remain empty. Think about it. If one day I am still so aggrieved, beyond the scope of words to tell, what will my attitude toward you be then? Will I be as amiable to you then as I am now? Will my heart be as serene then as it is now? Do you understand the feelings of a person who, having painstakingly tilled the field, has not harvested a single grain? Do you understand how greatly a person's heart is injured when he has been dealt a great blow? Can you taste the bitterness of a person, once so full of hope, who has had to part on bad terms? Have you seen the wrath issuing forth from a person who has been provoked? Can you know the eagerness for revenge of a person who has been treated with enmity and deceit? If you understand the mentality of these people, then I think it should not be difficult for you to imagine the attitude God will have at the time of His retribution. Finally, I hope you all put in serious effort for the sake of your own destination, though you had better not employ deceitful means in your efforts, or else I will continue to be disappointed with you in my heart. And what does such disappointment lead to? Are you not fooling yourselves? Those who take thought for their destination, yet ruin it, are the people least able to be saved. Even if he were to become exasperated and enraged, who would take pity on such a person? In sum, I still wish for you to have a destination that is both suitable and good, and even more, I hope that none of you will fall into disaster.